Hello. Already Goddess here. I hope you all are doing well today. May this message resonate with you, and may you always use true discernment within every message. May the divine guide you and bring you the truth, the wisdom, and the clarity that is needed for your life, for your journey, and for this moment. So in this message, this is speaking to like a divine mom and a divine dad. And I purposely say divine mom and divine dad because that is exactly, you're so much more than that. And I'm not here to take away from, anyone who calls themselves, a single mom or a single dad. But I do want to give you my story really quick about when I started calling myself a single mom and how that went for me. I really hope that this story, goes well. But I remember when I first started calling myself like a single mom. Before I've never, considered myself that. Before I never, looked at myself as like a single mom. Even though I never looked at myself as that. I always saw myself as like this superhero, this hero mom, this shero, I always saw myself as that. And, if anything needs to get done on my child's end, or if anyone else need me, I am there, I am here, I'm a shero. It wasn't until 2020 when, the realization, when I was, I was going down this spiral. I'm not sure if it was 2019 or 2020, but I was going down this spiral of, as I said before, declining. And there's different things, that I start, taking in, and for the very first time I had heard, someone had asked me, was I a single mom? And I never really, as I've spoken before, I never really acknowledged myself as a single mom. I just, acknowledged myself as a shero. And I think really, off just default, I didn't see myself as that because I feel as though I always knew that I was supported by the divine in some way, shape, or form. So when they asked me that, I said, yes, I am. And so that very moment was even more of a shift for me. There were things that started happening, where, and this is not to discredit, please know that I'm here. Please know, this is why I want to choose my words wisely, and this is why I want to speak on this in a way that is true, that is compassionate and understanding, and really just be able to tell my story in a way so it can get you to, maybe bring a different perspective for you. That's it. That's all. When I start calling myself that, a single mom, it's like okay, how we speak of energy, and how we speak of like depths of the truth. When I start speaking of how I was a single mom, it's like I became that. I because there was the energy that I was portraying, because there was the energy that remember, everything is energy. So it's like what you affirm yourself, it just goes back to affirmations and vibrating higher in the words that you speak over yourself. Once I started acknowledging myself as a single mom, I became into that realm. Like that was a dimension for me. That was that became my reality, basically, because I was operating. Because remember, as I was speaking of before, I was already declining, and I started shifting, and I started shifting my perspective into this. And that victim, and not saying this is what moms do or dads do. I was already declining and shifting into that victim mentality. So that's what, start coming, different things. I'm like, wow, I am this. And, I start having beliefs behind it. I start having, energy behind it. I start feeding that energy way more than I was feeding the shero part of me. The part of me that, knew that I was supported, that by the divine, that part of me that knew that, I can get through anything, I can accomplish anything, I'm able to stand on my 2 feet no matter what. I start feeding the other energy, and it came to me over time. I was like, what is this? I'm normally a I was beating myself up so bad. I'm like, I'm normally a shero. I normally can get through anything. What is going on? And it came to me one day that it's because of the words that I was using, and because of that one word, or because of that mindset that I put behind that word, the energy came with it and the reality had came with it. And I'm not here to make you feel any way. I'm not here to make you understand this. I'm just here to bring a different perspective, and to help you, maybe be a guide to help you use words that are that serve you. And I'm gonna just be honest, saying that I'm a single mom does not serve me at all. It has never served me, and it won't serve me. And this is just my honesty, because and I asked, just asking the question, asking the divine's help, like, what happened, and it's disrespect. This is my perspective of it. It was disrespectful to the divine source by saying that I was single. It was like Xing out the divine support, Xing out the divine's healing, Xing out the divine's guidance on my life and where I was. When I single myself out, when I was singling myself out, there was no access where the divine could help me in any type of way, because I was, in that energy of single, and there's no support, and there's no one, there to help me in this and that, where I was looking at it only on a physical level rather than a, spiritual and energetic level, and trusting in the divine source. And this is where the faith come in. This is where the intuition come in. This is allowing, the divine source and trusting in the divine flow, and this is why I speak like this. I really had to go through these different experiences to get to where I am, and speak to, whomever I'm speaking to guide you on trusting the divine, trusting the divine in every single area in your life. It's not just one area, it's different areas. I'm here to show you how I've had to trust the divine in all of these areas so that I can get to the next level and really have that faith, trust my intuition, trust in the divine flow so that I can get to the next level. And when I was able to acknowledge that wow, I had always been supported. That's where I got that shiro from. That's where I got that, that support, that my support was always from the divine. Once I got that back, and that true foundation of that, knowing that I am always supported. And yes, there may be times that, the energy from it may vary, but really getting back to that core and really getting back to that foundation, and knowing that I am always supported, that I'm always divinely guided, that I can always follow the divine guidance and my intuition when it comes to being a mother, and really just asking the divine, how do you want me to teach? Even for you, asking the divine, how can I divinely guide my daughter or my children or, myself? Asking, how can I be the mother that I can be? What is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to learn? How can you teach divine? I had to ask these things, and maybe this is something that you're being divinely guided to do, because you have a source that you can ask all of this from. Maybe you don't know how to. Maybe it's the words that you don't know how to form and ask. And I'm just here to. These are the words that were able to help me and continuing to help me. Divine, how is it that you want me to teach and guide my daughter? May you help me through this teaching and guiding my daughter. I know that there's a way that my daughter needs to be taught and guided. Divine, I need your help on this. Or, within a situation, dealing with a certain situation and obstacles when it comes to our kids, asking the divine's help for it, so that we don't overreact, or so that we don't underreact, or so that we don't take it personal, and so that we can really, tend to our kids' energy and their needs, as well as we go through these obstacles and circumstances. They're going through obstacles and circumstances as well, and we don't want to put that on them. And so I really had to, ask the divine for help within this, and continuing to ask for the divine's help in this situation. So maybe this may be a message for you to resonate, to know that you are a divine mom, you are a divine dad, and that, you know, the support, the help comes from source, and then everything else would attract, you know. So once you have that foundation that you are supported, that the divine is here with you, and that you can trust in the divine and you can trust in source, everything else will pour out for you. Maybe you don't believe this in this time. Maybe you've had that single mindset and you're not single. There's a source that is so higher, that's high and wants the best for you, that wants you to be this divine mom, that wants you to be this divine spiritual being. But first, I believe that you have to acknowledge that. First, you may have to acknowledge source. And that's why I went through that, because maybe like I said, I was in this shero mode by default, and then I had to decline. But then I was able to gather that true foundation. Oh, this is where this come from. I have a source that I can go to for this area. And so, you know, that's where I was divinely guided. And maybe this is a message for you. You know, again, I am not here. I'm only here to be a guide and, you know, to help, you know, to speak about my experiences on how I viewed things or the words that I was saying, and really being as detailed as possible, because this is what may be going on with, you know, another individual, and I'm just here to help. So please know that this was no any way, you know, trying to diminish anything. I just ask that you are able to have the discernment within the message and really understand and hear the wisdom within, you know, the message. So please know that you're a divine mom. You are divine, and you have a divine source that wants you to believe that as well, you know. And so, and for those in this time, you know, if no one ever told you, you are amazing and you are extraordinary, and, you know, and it's time for you to know that as well. And I am proud of you. If no one told you that, I am proud of you. And this, you know, being a divine mom and being a divine dad, there are times where sometimes you just don't know if you're doing this right. But that is the whole point of asking the divine for support and asking the divine for help. Because as you are able to ask for this help, the divine is able to assist you. There's going to be obstacles and circumstances that you may have, you know, before asking the divine, you may not have known that you could really speak how you spoke in that situation if it wasn't for the divine source. You know, you look at how you spoke to your child about a certain situation, you be like, hold on, wait, where did that come from? That came from divine source, because you really set the intention to get the healing, to ask the questions, and to really ask for the guidance on how to parent and guide your child. And that's what comes from that. That's the solution that comes from that, when you really trust in the divine source and know that you're a divine mom and dad, and know that you're a divine spiritual being. And I really hope that this message resonated. Sending you so much love and light. May you get it through the wind. Thank you.